Hi everyone. Wondering is there anybody want to hop on today? I wasn't feeling very well during the week, so I didn't get to do any other card readings that I was meant to do. So just wait and see, you can come on. Probably nobody. Which will give me time to learn what I'm meant to be doing here. Okay. I don't know how I'm supposed to get the oh wait now, hold on. I think I know what I'm doing. Now, I think that should have worked. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, did it. So that's actually easier than I thought. Don't know what the dots are for. Stay on a few minutes anyway and see if anybody comes on, and I might just pull today's cards for you as well. I don't know if I'm loud enough. That's another thing to find out. So, messages with your angels is what I'm going to do today. I am over here. Let's see. So, messages for today, Wednesday the 16th of September. There's some people having relationship problems. There's relationship problems, not exactly problems per se, but there's marriage, relationships, engagements, partnerships. They just need to look within to find out, as Daniel, the angel of marriages and relationships with significant others. So just these cards are always about what's happening in the here and now. So there will be conflict. There will be, I don't mean that as a bad thing. It's just like we're all under stress right now. We're all having issues with lockdown, whether we're going to get sick, whether we're going to get whatever's going to happen. And we're all stressed. Everybody's stressed. Everybody's feeling it really harsh right now. I wonder would I be better off with the light on? Hold on. Is it working? I wonder. I had it plugged in, but I don't know. Don't know. But anyway, Daniel, you can see the cards better. So, try and see both people, their point of view right now. That's what we need to do. We need to see each other's points of view. Don't be taking it all on board yourself. And it's just a natural reaction for everybody to feel stress and strain of what's going on right now in the world. I'd also try and advise people to try and not get so stressed out about it. Look, if the news is showing you stuff that you're not happy, not that you're not happy, but that's causing you stress and causing you worry and anxiety, try and watch less of that. For example, I stopped buying magazines and newspapers years ago. Even now, I'll go into Tesco's or whatever, and I'll buy a magazine, and I'll come home and I'll look at the cover, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. because you're letting all that negative feelings inside you. You're feeling all those raw emotions, and it's not really good for you at all. So yeah, I haven't read a newspaper in years. Don't want to. I know exactly what's going on in the world. I don't need to visualize it and visualize the words and say the words in my head while I'm reading it. I don't need to do that. I know what's out there. I know what's happening. I know what's going on in the world. I don't need the news to throw the propaganda down my throat. And I would actually advise other people to do that too. I always think the best newspaper that could be brought out right now, and even as a child, I was like, why don't they bring out a good newspaper? Because probably it won't sell stories. People like the heaviness, they like the nastiness of news and hearing that there's awful things going on in the world. But what good things are going on in the world? That's what we need to focus on. What good is going on in your world as well regarding marriage and relationships? You might backbite every now and again, but I actually don't know. This is terrible. I should know. There was a psychologist who put rats into a maze, and it was conditioning. That's what he was doing. And the more rats that were put into the cage and the maze, they started eating at each other and biting at each other. And that's what happens. And so, look, go back to nature again. Oh, hi everybody. I didn't know you were on. How are you doing? Go back to nature. Go back to doing what you were supposed to be doing in the first place. Stop all those negative newspapers, television programs. Well, not programs. I'm addicted to programs. Well, so long as they're real. Just newspapers and news channels. Because if you're listening to numbers, like my son, he's got severe anxiety, and every day he comes in, there's been whatever new case, and he has himself wound up to bits over it. Try and limit your news intake about what's going on in the world to maybe twice weekly, instead of watching every news channel that's telling you a new number. And really, your relationships need more than what you're worried about. That's why the relationships are actually having problems right now. It's literally stress, anxiety, and look, try not to be stressing yourself, because you're going to take it out on the people around you and those people that are living with you, and you don't need to be doing that. Okay, leave the newspapers and leave everything else out of it. So there's people have been asking for guidance a lot, actually. It's something that I had to actually meditate on this over the weekend, because a lot of people that I done cards for last week, the same cards were coming out, and I wanted to know why. There was a reason. There had to be a reason why the same cards were coming out, and it's because we're all feeling the same way. We're all feeling down in ourselves. We're not going out to put on makeup. We're not doing the things that we used to do to make ourselves feel good. So this is Desiree. She is to tell you to look after yourself. All conditions are favorable in your life right now. You can make those choices. Thank you, Caffeine Queen. Sure. Where was I? Anything you want right now is favorable. Start taking care of yourself. Start taking care of those around you as well. And I know people are wondering about my Christmas tree. I'm so conscious of it all the time. My Christmas tree. It's fiber optic for my window. And I got it last Christmas and I was going to take it down and put it away in January. But I like it. It's kind of, and at night time, maybe I am. Maybe I am, girls. But yeah, my Christmas tree. And on the other side of it, down past the glass here, just in that glass is full of little lights as well. And down past the glass is, you can't see it, but there's a Himalayan salt lamp. And when they're all lit at night time, it's really, really sweet and cutey and lovely. I know, right? You have to keep some Christmas things, and I like it. It's kind of cool, I think, anyway. Um, so if you're thinking about changing anything in your life, all conditions are favourable right now, and try and move forward instead of backward. And there's a lot of moving backwards. These words, the new norm, I don't like them. We need to go back to our old norm. But still, desired outcomes are going to happen for you in the very near future. There's an awful lot about to happen, and this winter will show a lot of people where their life was meant to be and where it will be going in the future. There's Azure, and she's divine time, and you can see the big clock over her there. And Athena always is she wants you to tell you to be powerful and have benefits. Oh, my sister. No, I won't answer it. Have her own life as well. Athena, yeah, she's just telling you to take care of yourself, take better care of yourself, look after yourself, health-wise, health, mind, body, and spirit. My sister's persistent, isn't she? So, yeah, I wasn't really well this week. I had a bad old tummy bug. I don't know what was wrong with me. So, good to see all you girls in here. Great to see everyone, actually. Oh, I'd love that. I think the kids would like it too. Like Luna and Adam. They'd like that too much. Actually, my earrings, I got new earrings. There's a star and a moon. And Luna is both Italian and Irish, I think. Irish anyway. And it means moon. And then the star for Adam, because he's my little rock star. He's music. I don't know. He can pick up an instrument. He's only 8. He can pick up a new instrument and play it. I don't know. It's really really weird. But his granddad, his family would have been very musicy, and then his daddy, on his daddy's side, his daddy and his granddad on that side as well would be very musicy people. So he can just pick up like the bottom of a piano and he just sat down. He's mad. It's crazy. She is sweet, isn't she? She's a princess. I hope she's coming home soon. So, what else will I do? I don't know. I wanted to make sure you alright, you know? I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing this time, because sometimes I come on and I'm like, there's buttons and I don't know what's happening and all that sort of stuff, and I don't know what I'm meant to be doing. I've actually been watching these movies the last couple of days as well. Yes, Doreen? Did you tell me to call down? No. Alright, okay. Alright. There's a box outside the door. Oh, will you? Right, will Dean bring it in to me? Alright. Okay, thank you. That's my sister. She'll have a heart attack. Yeah, that's Doreen. Where was I? I don't know. So, I still don't know what I'm meant to talk about. I know I'll do the cards and I'll do, different things. But I'd like to know what people would like to know what to talk about. I'm doing research on weird stuff. That's not new to me. Yeah, and yeah, I really would like to talk about a lot of that stuff that I'm researching at the minute. And also I've thoughts about that dad. Michael Long, is that his name? Yeah. I have thoughts. Don't know if they're good or not. So yeah, if people could give me some feedback on what they'd like me to talk about, because I like, yes, Mama Bear, yeah, Dr. B. I don't know. It's the more I read and the more I watch, the more concerned I am. It's like the Hammersmith, isn't it? Hammersmith. The kids in England. I get that kind of vibe from the story. Haversham. Oh God, isn't that dreadful? Isn't that dreadful? I know that case inside out, and I cannot remember the town it comes from, but where the kids were given to the dad. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I'd like him to take a lie detector, or the child to take a lie detector, because the two boys would have been too young to. Isn't it shocking you can't say what you need to say out like? Oh geez, now I know what it feels like to be Dr. B and AJ. It's like, oh my God, what can I say? What can I not say? But the two boys would have been too young to coach. Look, I'll just say it, coach or train into what to be said. They were also boys, so they couldn't really. I was watching Kay's the other night, actually, and a lot of the things she said and a lot of the things that were said on it were a lot of the ways I was leaning towards. Like I watched the video where the cops went to the mother's house, and she was completely like, "What the f is happening?" Like, and she hadn't a clue. She didn't know what, and she was like, "He's doing this all the time. He's like this all the time. He sends cops, and he's so." I just would like him or the daughter to take a lie detector. Not that I'm being horrible or bad to the daughter, not at all, because she's only a little girl. She's only what, 9, isn't it? 9, 10, and she's only a baby, really. And maybe she gets away with more things. Like, look, I have 5 kids. I know what they're like. Hold on. Yeah. Like, I have 5 kids. We went through a divorce. And thankfully, my kids were grand. Like, they stayed with me anyway. But thankfully, they weren't easily manipulated, put it that way. Maybe she gets away with a little bit more at Daddy's house than she does at Mammy's house. So she was able to be coerced in a way. Not that I'm saying that that's happened, but it is a possibility and it needs to be looked into before children are taken out of a home and handed over. It needs to be looked into whether or not something like that happened. And it just didn't seem to me, like, I've watched lots of shows, lots of programs, lots of things, and it didn't look to me, the house, when I saw it in through the door and where the cop was walking around and stuff, where there would be financial, physical abuse. It didn't look like that sort of demographic. Is that what I'm trying to say? Demographic. Yeah, it just didn't look to be what it seemed to me. So yeah, I would like to look more into that. Yes, yeah, that's where I'd be coming from. Like, if she has been spoken to and told, well, if you come to live with daddy, you'll have X, Y, and Z, like, she's going to end up with serious issues as an adult. Like, she doesn't realize, and he doesn't. Does he not care? Does he want those kids? Is he trying to get back at her? I think he does care about those kids. I think it does show that he does love those children. He does love those children. But is he just being nasty to get back at her? That's what I'd be more concerned about. And did he realise that this case would get, like a lot of cases, they don't realise that it's going to come into the public domain as much as it has. And I think that's probably where the problem lies. He didn't realise how much televised coverage it would get, like a lot of families and a lot of people. Everything getting stuck in my finger. So yeah, there's that I'm interested in. There's a lot of what's happening Donald Trumpy that I'm interested in, that I like to read and watch what's going on down there. Oddly, there was a sinkhole here in Ireland yesterday, over the weekend in Dublin. There was a huge sinkhole, and I was just saying to Ger about like what was going on over there and what was happening. Like, he's from Dublin, and he said, oddly that you say that now, Sam, there's a it's kind of an amusement arcade kind of thing, I think he was trying to explain to me, and there's a fast food restaurant attached to it, and there are tunnels from underneath that amusement arcade right down towards the channel, the what do you call it? The Irish Channel, I think that's what it's called. Right down underwater. So there are tunnels under that construction, and did it get blown up? I don't know. You alright, Dino? So yeah, that's kind of interesting as well. I want to look more into that as well, because what's been happening in Australia and America, England, most of Europe is now actually being taken apart in Ireland as well. So, and that's another thing that SRA is I'm very interested in SRA, which I do talk to people from England, but I'd like to learn more about what happens in Ireland. Not that that sounds wrong, but I want to know, is there any connections in Ireland that I could help with somehow, because I know places to go and get help and stuff. So that's something else I'm interested in. Anyway, so that's that. Jesus, half an hour. It's a long time for me on here. And thanks, girls, for coming on. It's so damaging. It's so damaging. And it's damaging in the way everyone knows that it's damaging in. But then the child has to get older, and the guilt and the shame and for saying the wrong things and saying this, that, and the other happened when it didn't. And it caused such rifts within families. And again, I'll say, if it did happen to the child, I'm so sorry, Sophie. I'm so sorry. And I hope you are healthy and happy and everything else with your dad. But I think it needs to be looked into more. You wanted to strangle them. It does happen. Yeah, it happens so many times. it's, I don't know, was divorce a good or a bad thing? No, it was a good thing. Why am I saying it's not? Like, it's an easy out. And then it causes all these problems to the children. Having said that, staying in some marriages and everything else causes even more problems to the children psychologically. Like, these are little minds, they're little heads. They don't need that pressure put upon them. You know, they don't need hurt and pain. It's only babies. Having said that, I say my 29-year-old's baby. He's my baby. So yeah, what would any of you girls want me to talk about so I can research and give myself some meaning to my life? My life is so tiring. The weather here's been mad as well. It's that hot, sweaty, clammy, and in September we're going into autumn, fall, and it should be leaves falling off trees and getting quite nippy in the evening. But my goodness, I've the fan going mental. So I shall leave this here and talk to you all in Messenger. And thanks for coming on. Thanks for having the chat with me. And hopefully this will get bigger and better. And we can talk, because I'm stifled. I need to talk to people. You love when I go live, even when I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I know what I'm talking about, but I'm kind of confused of where to start and where not to start. So I'm going to put more, I'm going to focus more on ducks in a row, if that makes sense. So structure, that's the word. So as I have more structure to the lives and know what people want to listen to, and instead of bloody shocking stuff. You do so know what you're talking about all the time. Who's your one that loves the spreadsheets? I'm going to have to start doing spreadsheets. It's easy knowing I didn't even know the word. It wouldn't come into my head. It's like, structure, what? I have to do signals. I'm like an airport or an airplane handler, this way or that way, because words don't come into my mouth. They're in my head, but between here and all down there and out here, they don't work. My brain ain't no worky. That's what Nigel says to me. Your brain ain't no worky. He's the 29-year-old. So yeah, that's it. I have a box downstairs. I better go down and open it. And tell my sister she's on the international. Like, she was freaking. When I didn't answer the phone, she should have known I was doing something. No, she drives down to see, am I all right? Austin Powers. Do 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 do. I can, yeah. Holy Mother of God! If the ex, he used to have a screechy voice. Ugh. Whatever. Do you want a reading? If you do, let me know and I'll do something quiet later on. Right, so I'm going to go now. It's hitting the 30 minutes. I wonder will I ever get up to Mommy Ramblings? Or Mia? Samantha has been live for 48 hours. The heat is crazy. I have to go down and stand in front of the fan. I shall talk to you all later, girls, and love you and Levy. I'm going to go live tonight as well on Facebook and pull some cards for people. So if you're around, we'll chat then. Talk to you in Messenger anyway. All right. Bye.